Wenatchee Pangbourne Memorial Airport. Automated weather observation 1723 Zulu. Wind variable at 05. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 22 Celsius. Dew point 11 Celsius. Altimeter 29er. Remarks. Density altitude 2,300. Wenatchee Pangbourne Memorial Airport.
So what you were just listening to is the Automated Weather Observation System, or AWOS, at Pangbourne Airport, which is about 4 miles from here. And it gave me some information, including the wind and the altimeter setting, which I set, and other information like that. There is no tower at Wenatchee, even though we have airline service, and that's kind of interesting. We use Common Traffic Advisory frequency, which is 123.0, for all the pilots to talk to each other, and that's how we avoid each other. We just say where we are and where we're going, and that's how we communicate and don't have little mid-air collisions. So that said, let me get going. Today's mission is going down to Crescent Bar. So let's picking up slow on the collective, get light on the skids, and just pick it right up. And I like to depart along this little runway. There's really no wind down here. And then I circle out and go past my house. Some folks have been asking why I'm not parking at my house these days. It's cherry season, and I don't park at my house for cherry season anymore. Instead, I park down at a neighbor's place. He's got cherry orchards there.
Wenatchee traffic 523, Charlie Whiskey, right base, 12, stop and go, Wenatchee.
And that's an example of someone making a radio call on the AWOS. Sorry, on the Common Traffic Advisory frequency, not on the AWOS. So I'm going to do the same. Wenatchee area traffic, helicopter 7534 Delta is getting over 3 lakes. We are going to be heading down the river towards Quincy. The other airplane that called is operating out by the airport, which is right out there. This is 3 lakes. 3 Lakes is part of Malaga. Malaga is in Washington, not in Spain, although there is a Malaga in Spain. I understand there's one in Australia too. Nice day for flying. One of the ways I can tell how windy or not windy it is by looking at the river surface, and I see a lot of calm water here. You're also seeing Penny the tiny dog is flying with me this morning. She does not like to be in full sun, so we'll see what she does. It's about 10:30 in the morning, and my mission is to go down to Crescent Bar, which is a resort area down in Quincy, Washington, not far from the Gorge Amphitheater. And I'm going to be landing in an orchard where the orchard owner has DR trimmer mower for sale. So I'm going down to look at that. And I'm also going to be doing a drone flight around his orchard. Share that maybe online. And I'm also going to be meeting with another pilot whose helicopter's already down there. And we're going to go out to late breakfast, early lunch. This right here is one of the narrowest places in the Columbia River where this bridge crosses. This is one of the very first bridges across the river. It's a train trestle. This area off to the right is called Rock Island. It's not really an island, although it might have been at one time. A lot of the footage I've been creating lately, or collecting lately, has been over cherry orchards, and maybe you guys don't get bored with it, but I sure do. This off to the side here is the Alcoa aluminum plant. which has closed down possibly permanently, employed a lot of people. It's really an old plant, and it was built really close to this dam that's coming up. It's the Rock Island Dam, and it was getting all of its power from there. And it hung on for a really long time, and just, I guess about 3 years ago now, it closed permanently. One of the things about Washington State is we have a lot of hydropower, which means we have a lot of power lines along the river or near the river, especially by the dams. So there's really no low flying by the dams. There's power lines right across here. You can't see them, there's no balls on them, but they're there. And this dam right here is the Rock Island Dam. Well, Columbia River is a series of dams going all the way up to Canada. So it's really a series of lakes. And they use it to create power and also to manage water for irrigation. I think actually the irrigation was the original purpose of some of the early dams. Down below the dams and also right above the dams is good salmon fishing. Some fishermen down there off to the shore. But not really this time of day though. Now, I'm not taking the most direct route to Crescent Bar. I'm taking a little bit more scenic route following the river. I like to fly along the river. This whole area was carved out by Ice Age floods. If you Google Washington State Ice Age floods or Missoula floods, you can read up a lot of information about it. You can see some videos about it as well. The river, I don't know if this river had its course always here or not, but it's this whole carving out thing was done by the floods, not by this little river. And I think there's the last set of wires. The last set of big wires, and then there's little wires right beyond them. I love when the clouds reflect in the surface of the river. It's really pretty. This is the last ranch going down the road. After this, it becomes mountainous, and a lot of the road, gravel road that was beyond it, has been washed away by flooding. We had a big fire out here a couple of years back, and it took out all the trees, and once the trees are gone, there's nothing to hold the ground in. So when water comes gushing down these canyons, it just creates these washouts. Kind of sad. There's a trailer out here on the ground, and I don't think anybody can actually get to it. It's a Tuesday morning, so there isn't much activity on the river. Oh, there is oh gosh, can you see that? Those are A10s, I think? Oh man, I don't know if you can see them or not. Hey guys, did you see me? I don't even know what frequency they're on. I'm not sure if you saw that. So those come out of Whidbey Island, and they do some practice runs down Moses Coulee, and they come terracing down there. They usually buzz me. Last time I saw them, they split, one on either side of me. This time, I don't even know if they saw me. Pretty funny. I can still see them. They're right over there. This area here is called West Bar. It gets a lot of elk on it in the wintertime. This is where they come down for the winter. This time of year, there's probably none out here. And we're coming up on Crescent Bar. So Crescent Bar is a bar of land. It's actually an island. And there's a lot of political stuff related to it, mostly because of the fact that the people leased land out there, and it was a 20-year or 40-year lease, I don't remember the details, and then when the lease was up and the government wanted to take it back to make it into a park, the people who were leasing refused to leave, and that just made a big giant mess. But they've gotten some of the land back. They put in a new campground. They changed the golf course a little bit. It's kind of sad because they took out a few businesses as well. We'll take a little flight around there quick, and then we'll go landing at that orchard. Hopefully I can get the helicopter in there. I've got some really nice pictures of this place. Maybe I'll get some more on my drone today. Yeah, there used to be a campground over there, and they tore it out, put in a park, and then they put in a new campground where the driving range used to be. Oh yeah, there's room over there. Okay. Can you see that it's a bar of land? You see the way it goes down? And these are the people who wouldn't move. But now they basically can stay, but they can't sell. It's kind of a big mess. I don't know the details. Okay, so that's enough of a tour. That's the direction we came from. Oh, there's nobody in that campground. So somebody asked me what I look for when I am picking a landing zone. So, I mean, I know this place. I've landed there before. I know that there's a slight tilt to it. I see that there's a truck parked there now that I wasn't expecting. So when we come in for a new landing zone, we do a reconnaissance, a high and a low reconnaissance. So I'll just do a quick high. I mean, I know what's going on down here. What we're looking for at this point is wires high up. And I know this orchard pretty well because I dried it for years and years on end. I'm going to be landing down there where that other helicopter is. Not sure whose truck that is. It's going to get dusted though. And my approach will be, I guess, over through here. Yeah, through that guy's side yard probably. It's the best way to go. Normally you'd circle until you got the good idea of what you're facing. And then you do a lower circle. I'm going to kind of forego a lot of that because, again, I know this place pretty well. So now I don't want to completely overfly this house because that would be really rude. I can't help overflying these condos a little bit, but the house would have to be really low over. So I'm going to go over his side yard, which I don't remember it being that big. And I'm going to be landing right kind of to the side of that helicopter. Oh, there's plenty of space here. Almost looks like you put lines down for me. There should be a little bit of a slope here. Let's see how bad it is. Oh, no slope at all. Maybe a little to the back. And that's it. And now I'll just shut down, let my little dog out. I hope you enjoyed the flight. If you want to see more, subscribe. See ya.